From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Harriet Agbenyi.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, large voters turnout witnessed in Anambra governorship election. Observers report peaceful exercise. Nigerian governors call for decentralization of power. Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka and Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese Matthew Kuka advised them to show exemplary leadership. Governors of Lagos and Ekiti states insist national conference is a waste of time, say dialogue necessary but timing is wrong. And the Philippines relief effort begins to have major impact 8 days after Typhoon Haisan struck.
On business news, monetary policy rate expected to remain unchanged as MPC meets next week.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria Super Eagles qualify for the Brazil 2014 World Cup with a 2-0 win over the Warrior Antelopes of Ethiopia.
We begin tonight in Anambra State, where voting in the governorship election ended earlier today. Our correspondents covering the poll confirmed ballots were counted at various polling units after the people had voted their choice candidates. 23 political parties were cleared by the Independent National Electoral Commission to contest a poll. However, 5 candidates emerged as the main contenders for the top post in Anambra State. They are the All Progressive Grand Alliance candidate, Mr. Willie Obiano, Dr. Chris Ngige of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Ifeanyi Uba of the Labour Party, the People's Democratic Party's flag bearer, Tony Nwoye, and Godwin Ezemo of the Progressive People's Alliance. The next phase in the exercise is a collation of results coming in from the various polling units across the state at the INEC headquarters in Awka. Meanwhile, the main contenders in the Anambra State governorship election were also not left out of the process. After vigorous campaign tours, the candidates performed their civic responsibilities at their various polling units. Well, we hope to have that report in the course of the bulletin. Now, reports say the Anambra governorship election was generally peaceful, although election officials arrived quite late with voting materials at most of the polling units. In Alo, the hometown of one of the governorship candidates, some voters as early as 6:30 a.m. were already at the polling units waiting for materials to arrive in order to be accredited. But polling officials arrived with voting materials at past 8 a.m., with accreditation starting a bit later. And the presiding officer at one of the polling units refused to comment on this, as well as the absence of some names on the voters' register.
Ward 1 polling unit Nkwoide. Voters already seated, waiting for materials to arrive in order to be accredited. Some were here as early as 6:30 a.m.
I came here just after 7 to meet up with 8 o'clock that they told us that we must be here by 8 o'clock. I thought that I may be 20-something or 30-something, but I am number 1. We've been looking for the materials and even the workers that are going to direct, but I haven't seen them.
At exactly 8:27 a.m., polling officials arrived with voting materials. But not everyone is lucky to find their names on the voters' register.
All the names here now, they pasted for us to cross-check our names. All our names is here in the wall here. But getting here now, we don't see it. What are we going to do?
They say my picture no dey there. They say I no vote. They say that I should go and sit down.
The presiding officer refused to explain the cause of the late arrival of the materials. In other areas that were monitored, like Ward 1, St. Andrew's Anglican Church, and Ward 2, Umwashi Primary School, the complaint is the same.
In this 001, there is no O, alphabet O, and there's no alphabet U in that 001. But when we brought the one given to us by INEC, all these names were there. But the one that I'm having here, there's no O, there's no U. And they said that they will not use that one.
It may just be too early to figure out what the problem may be, but the expectation is that all these voters who have left their homes for this exercise will one way or the other find a way to exercise their franchise.
Earlier, our political correspondent, Seun Okinbalo, who is in Awka, the Anambra state capital, reported that voting was generally peaceful, while voters stayed back at the polling units to ensure that their ballots were counted. Law enforcement agents ensured there was no breakdown of law and order. Well, Seun actually joins us live now. Seun, let's get to hear what you have to say about the elections.
Thank you, Harriet. Well, it's been a very interesting day in the Anambra election. Massive turnout greets the process today as we saw sort of a violence-free election today. Heavy presence of security operatives, deserted streets in compliance with what authorities say in the conduct of the election. What we saw again at the tail end of the process is a situation in Nkwo and in the area of Obosi, all of this in Idemili local government, where we have a bit of not so good situation there because of what they say that the EO did. Well, I have joining me on the news at 10 a major player in the process of the Anambra election, and he is the supervising INEC National Commissioner, Ambassador Lawrence Uwuruku. Thank you for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you.
Tell us what we hear about the situation in Obosi, Idemili, and Nkwo.
Yes, well, it has been a sort of a mistake that occurred within the circle of supervisor and the EO. They mixed up the result sheet. As you know, each election will come up with a new phase and a new innovation to improve the standard of election. So this time around, we coded each unit. Each registration area or voting area has a different coded result sheet. So they mix it up, and as they were trying to sort it out, to sort the result sheets out, the people, the electorates reacted that no, they delayed. Secondly, why are they mixing up the result sheets? So that's caused it, and they never wanted the election to go on. So
we understand that the EO is being arrested at the moment. What is the state of things, and what did he do wrong?
Yeah, as you know, one, the EO is being arrested because we called him severally on phone, at least to answer the phone call and explain the situation, what he was doing. Nobody saw him, and that imputed a very bad idea on the electorates. They say, okay, there must be something bad going on, while there was not really anything bad going on. He was trying to sort out the result sheet because he has already shared the result sheet to various polling units, or various collation centers. Then, on realizing that there was a mix-up on the results sheet, because we coded the result sheets differently. Ubosi ward registration area has a different coding, and so also Paul has a different coding. So he mixed it up. So as they were collecting it, or collecting the results, so the people reacted that, oh, no, there must be something wrong, there must be fraudulent practices. So that's what caused the problem there.
All right, with what we have seen now and with what INEC has put in place, would you say your commission is satisfied with the conduct of today's election?
Well, we thank God. So far, so good. So far, so good. Although we try to improve each time, we try to learn from our mistakes. There are certain mistakes that have been made along the line, which may not occur next time. Of course, we thank God that we have seen certain areas where we should correct our mistakes before we come into 2015 or even a Ekiti election. So
all right,
we correct such things.
We understand also that there will be election in Obosi ward tomorrow.
Yes.
Tell us about this and how this would go, how you want to go about this process.
Yes, first of all, I want to apologize to the entire Obosi people. We never meant any harm. There was no fraudulent idea or something that was tried there, but it was just a common mistake that can occur anytime. But the mistake, there are some stupid mistakes. The EO made a stupid mistake. Why can't he answer his call? Why can't he say, look, this is what is happening? Why can't he just appeal to the people, look, oh, this is the situation we have found ourselves? And go to the senior officers, call the supervising national commissioners in charge of that area, tell him this is what has happened. But we was placed incommunicado, and that's what happened.
Before I allow you go, the people of Anambra trooped out today in their numbers.
Wonderful.
They want to know who is their governor for another 4 years. When should we be expecting the result, considering the fact that Obosi ward election will take place tomorrow?
Yes, it is in process. The collation of results is in progress now. By tomorrow or next tomorrow, after Obosi election, we'll compute the voting and put out the result, announce the result to the entire nation.
Thank you so much for joining us, Ambassador Lawrence Oruko, on the News at 10. I've been speaking with Ambassador Lawrence Oruko, giving us details and updates on the situation, on the conduct of Anambra governorship election. It's back to you, Harriet.
Well, thank you so much, Sheon. Now, that's our political correspondent, Sheon Okimbaloye, live from Oka, the Anambra State capital, analyzing the election process with the National Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission. Well, like they said, collation of results are ongoing and results should be out in a couple of days. Now, if you've been following the Anambra elections and have pictures or videos to share with us, you can interact with the channel's Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. All you need to do is download the Channels TV Android application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures, and videos.